everyone, so today's video is going to be how to survive college dorm life and also just telling you guys the perks of living in a college dorm to help you realize that it's not that terrible and how you can have a pretty good experience living in the dorms. If you guys are new here, I do a ton of college videos and have so many more coming your way, so subscribe if you haven't already and let's just go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so my first tip for you guys is to make sure you guys leave your door open the first couple weeks of school at least, because since everyone moved in and is still trying to get to know each other, this is the time where everyone is so open to meeting people. If your door is open, it just makes you seem a lot more friendly and open to meeting people. It just allows more people to come into your room and introduce themselves. Me and my roommate didn't do this. We only did this one day. I think it was like one of the first days, and that day so many people came into our room just to be like, hey, I'm blah blah blah, I live down the hall, and just try to introduce themselves to get to know you. If you guys do this like the first couple weeks of school, it'll allow you to meet so many people on your floor, and this is definitely one of my biggest regrets since we didn't really do that. And that's how so many people get to know each other, is because they left their door open. And if your door is just shut, then no one's gonna like go into your room and really know who you are and want to make that effort to get to know you, because that already just gives off the vibe that you're not interested in like getting to know anyone. So that's like my #1 tip to meeting people in your dorm, and that's how so many people did meet a lot of the people on their floor and are friends with a lot of the people that they know in their dorm. The next thing is to keep your room clean, because your room is like so small and you're pretty much like living in a shoebox. Like my dorm was tiny, and we try to keep our room clean as much as we could, because that just will obviously make your room feel so much bigger, and it's just even respectful to your roommate if you keep your room clean and your side clean. If you have any clothes on the floor, just put them in your hamper. When you do laundry, like fold them and put them away right away. Don't leave all of your junk out. Like just little things like that will make a huge difference, and keeping your room clean will just like put you so much more in a better mindset. And the #1 thing with keeping your room clean, I would say, is like make your bed every single day. Me and my roommate definitely tried to do this our freshman year. As soon as we got up, we would make our bed. It literally took 2 seconds to do. And just making your bed alone and having a made bed makes the biggest difference, because it's just gonna make your side look a lot more put together and clean. And it's something about just not having your bed made that just makes it seem so much dirtier than it is. Like literally everything could be clean, but your bed's not made and it just looks like a mess, and vice versa. Like there could be stuff on the floor, but as long as your bed's made, it just still looks a lot cleaner. And even when you're done from class and coming back to your room, just like coming back to a clean space and a made bed is gonna just make you feel a lot better, especially since that is like your only space that you have in college. Like that little half of a tiny shoebox is literally pretty much all you have when you're in college, and that's like your home. So you wanna make sure you're taking care of it and keeping it as clean as you can. The next thing is to make sure you guys are locking your door after you guys leave. If you're the last person in your room, make sure you guys are locking your door, because there sometimes could be a theft and people could come into your room and take things. Obviously you don't want that to happen, so just make sure you lock your door every time you guys leave so you can eliminate any of those issues and make sure none of that happens. Even at night, because you don't want some random drunk person to come into your room when you're sleeping in the middle of the night because they like think it was their room. So just make sure your door is locked either at night or when obviously none of you guys are there. So those are like my few like main things of how to survive the dorms, and now I'm gonna go into like the perks of living in a college dorm, because there are a lot of things that make it not so bad and makes it a little better. So the #1 thing is the proximity to campus. Obviously most dorms are on campus and super close to classes, so that's like the #1 thing. You're not off campus like living in an apartment. Everything is right there and walking distance to everything. So just that alone makes it so much better, because you're literally close to everything and don't have to worry about being so far from your classes. You can literally wake up and just walk to class. And that leads me into my next thing, is that you don't have to spend money on gas, because you don't have to bring your car and you can just walk everywhere. So that's what I did freshman year. I didn't have a car and I literally walked everywhere, and obviously I had to spend money on gas, and you save a lot of money that way. So you don't have to bring a car when you're living on campus, because you don't really need it. You just stay on campus and everything is there at your disposal. So that is another perk of living in a dorm. And the next thing is that there's always free food. Our dorm and most residence halls have so many different like opportunities to get free food. I didn't take advantage of this so much, but they'd always post like on the walls like, oh, come down this day from 6 to 7 or whatever. We're catering free food or free snacks, and they just have tons of different things throughout the year that you obviously get free food. I didn't take advantage of this that much, but I wish I did, because why not? It's literally free food, and you don't really get that if you're living alone. So that's another good thing about living in the dorms. The next perk is that you don't have to deep clean your bathroom. And if you guys are living in a community style bathroom, I know that could be like pretty scary. I didn't live in a community style bathroom, and luckily never will have to, but I heard a lot of perks about this. And the main thing is that it does get deep cleaned every single day, as opposed to like suite style, which is what I lived in, and our bathrooms got cleaned once a week. So it wasn't bad. Even just like getting it cleaned once a day is like, you don't have to worry about cleaning your bathroom. Because I lived in an apartment this past year, and having to clean that bathroom was so annoying, and it made me really miss living in the dorms and having that done for you. And even just it getting deep cleaned once a week and you not having to do that is another perk, because as soon as you're done living in the dorms, you're gonna have to do all that, and it sucks. Next is that you don't have to pay monthly utility bills. I obviously had to experience this past year, and that was like pretty annoying having to deal with, because when you're in a dorm, I'm sure at pretty much all colleges, what you pay for in the dorm, all of those utilities and stuff is all included, so you don't have to pay monthly, and it's nice not having to worry about that every month. So that's another thing that I miss about that, is like not having to worry about having to pay a bill every single month. So yeah, make sure you guys take advantage of that when you live in a dorm. The next perk is that you will spend a lot less time cleaning. So if you're obviously in an apartment, it's way bigger than a little tiny dorm that you're gonna be in. So you spend so much less time cleaning, because not only is it so small, you only have half of your side to do. And it's pretty much just my bed and my desk, and that was like all I had, and like a couple inches on the floor, honestly. So it was so small that you spend so much less time cleaning, and even just deep cleaning is so much faster, and even vacuuming is just that little square on the floor. It's not like an apartment, obviously, and so having a way bigger apartment this past year was annoying with all of the cleaning that you had to do, and just like living in a normal size room was even so much more. So just spending less time cleaning is a very nice perk of living in the dorms. My last thing is just to enjoy living in a dorm, because believe it or not, you'll probably miss it. I know I do, and a lot of my friends did too. So spend less time complaining about it and just enjoying it, because you'll never get that experience again if you're only planning on living in a dorm your first year of college. So just take advantage of living in the dorm, because it's honestly not too bad, and it's a really cool experience that a lot of people like don't get to have. So I definitely would just take advantage of living in the dorm, because you'll probably miss it after a while, and all of those perks included. So yeah, those are all of my tips and perks of surviving the college dorms. If you guys have any more college video ideas that you guys want me to make, just let me know down below. I definitely have a ton more that I want to get out for you guys, and I'm open to any more suggestions and videos that you guys want me to make. So let me know, and if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye guys!